Happy Thursday, everybody. Well, today I was supposed to finish the hand sewing on the costume for my brother-in-law, but I have misplaced my brand new thing of silver thread. I cannot find it anywhere, which means I have to go to the store. So I'm not procrastinating on purpose, it's for a reason. So I thought today I would do a Halloween tag that my friend Marie went and did yesterday. It looked like a lot of fun. I was going to save it for Tuesday, but no better time than the present since I cannot find my thread. So I'm going to be reading questions off my phone and answering them. So let's don our glasses because I can't see. Okay, number 1. Favorite horror or Halloween themed song? I'm going to have to say This Is Halloween from Nightmare Before Christmas. The theme gets stuck in my head. I love the original version. I love the Marilyn Manson version. You really cannot go wrong. And oh my gosh, go on YouTube and look for the Dapper Dans at Disneyland singing This Is Halloween and Grim Grinning Ghosts. I think that's probably my second favorite one though, because it's from a Haunted Mansion. Look up the Dapper Dans singing This Is Halloween. It's amazing. Okay, anyway. Number 2. Name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or an abandoned building. Honestly, I would not want to run into a crazy human being. I am not scared of monsters or things that are not there. I am scared of true, honest-to-goodness psychopaths and druggies that you might have stumbled across their little lab, or where they were doing something. They might have a gun, you wandered into something you weren't supposed to. That's what I'm scared of, and that is a viable fear. Number 3, have you ever played with an Ouija board? I feel like I basically invented the Ouija board. I love Ouijas. I don't believe in like the spiritual, somebody's talking to me type thing. I did when I was younger, when I was in the early 90s and stuff. I did, and people, but to me, the thing that I love most about Ouija boards is the fact that they are so taboo, especially in my area. I live in the Bible Belt of the South. And so everybody's like, oh, Ouija, you're opening up the doors to dark forces and demons are going to attack you and take over your body. Okay. And oh, don't play with them by yourself. You'll get possessed. I have played with them millions of times by myself. It's just a board. But they look really cool, and I love the fact they creep people out. So Ouija boards are A-okay. Okay. Favorite horror monster or villain? Okay, for not real horror, I have to say Oogie Boogie is one of my favorite villains. And Maleficent. Real horror, Freddy Krueger. Robert Englund, of course. There is no other. I just absolutely became obsessed with Nightmare on Elm Street in the 90s, or no, in the 80s actually. I had a big poster of Freddy on my door. I used to tell my cousin that I knew him, and that if she didn't obey me, that I would make him haunt her bad dreams. And she behaved for also, I know it sounds so twisted of me, but it worked. She behaved beautifully all summer, so score 1 for me and Freddy. Okay, number 5. The creepiest thing that's ever happened while you were alone. I don't really know. There's been a lot of creepy things that have happened while I've been alone in the house, in my former house and stuff. Of course, back when I used to believe in ghosts and spirits, I would hear noises and smells, and that stuff is still viable. I have smelled phantom smells before out of nowhere. That's really creepy, especially if it's a smell of somebody that you've remembered in the past. Like in my basement, I would go through patches where I would smell my grandfather after he passed. But when I'd smell him, I'd be like, hey, Granddaddy. But there were other things that creeped me out. But really, I've had a lot of creepy experiences. It would be hard to just pinpoint one. Number 6, if you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you do it? Absolutely. because I don't really believe in ghosts or spirits of any kind. I would not do it by myself just because of like human safety. You know, if you go into a haunted or an abandoned house, I never suggest splitting up. You know, even when you ghost hunt, don't go off by yourself, because you're going in these derelict buildings or whatever, and there could be serious safety hazards. So yeah, I wouldn't do it by myself just because of the personal safety issue, and I'm not scared of any spooks. Number 7, are you superstitious? Absolutely not. 13 is a gorgeous number. Love black cats. No, I'm not superstitious. I'll walk under a ladder. Who cares? Number 8, do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? Yes, I do. I have a lot in the past, and occasionally still now I will. I actually believe there is a medical reason for that. I don't really believe it's spiritual. There's some kind of a scientific reason for it. I cannot remember what it is. I'm sure if you get on Google, you can find it. But yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens a lot. But, you know, I used to think, ooh, there's a shadow person. You know, everybody calls them shadow people. But I don't think about, you know, it's not a spirit anymore. Number 9, which urban legend scares you the most? 2 really kind of scared me. I'm gonna have to say the same one Marie did, about the old story about the person, the girl that stops at the gas station in the middle of the night, blah blah blah. But the way I heard it is, the old man comes out, tells her there's something wrong with her credit card, she needs to come inside. When she goes inside, he's like, there's a man laying down in your back seat with an axe. That one, I mean, that's just creepy, period, because something like that technically could happen, because that's a scary person, scary human being, bad human being story. And the whole, there's somebody living in your attic thing. This house pops and settles, and I'll lay here and think, oh my god, somebody's in the attic. And I've actually had my husband go up and check before because it was so hot outside, it was making the house pop everywhere. So yeah. Number 10, do you prefer gore or thrillers? I hate gore. It takes absolutely everything I have to get through Walking Dead. That is the grossest show I have ever seen in my life. Don't talk about The Walking Dead in comments. I'm only partially through this last season. I'm trying to catch up before Sunday. But yeah, I hate gore. I have a very weak stomach. I don't like bloody stuff or people being sick or losing eyes or anything like that. I like psychological thrillers. I like things that make you wonder when they're done, oh my god, could that really happen? You know, like movies like, I don't know if it's an old movie, like In the Mouth of Madness. That's a really cool one. Number 11. Do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? I believe that we have not found evidence scientifically of such, but because we have not found evidence of such right now does not mean it does not exist. If anything, I would more believe in a parallel dimension. Yeah, I mean, there's other worlds out there, sure. But I would believe more in a parallel dimension. And if there were ever ghosts, real ghosts, then maybe it was like the whole thin veil through the other dimension thing. But I don't really believe that because there is no scientific evidence to back it up. If we come up with scientific evidence, overwhelming scientific evidence, I will be more than happy to believe that, yes. 12. Have you ever made a potion of any sort? Actually, I have. I have made some herbal tinctures, which I guess you could consider a potion. So, yeah. Number 13. Do you get scared easily? Yes. Yes, I do. Number 14. Have you ever played Bloody Mary? Absolutely. I don't know what kid hasn't played Bloody Mary. But the thing is while everybody else was like, oh my god, I've always been kind of a skeptic in my mind. So even when I was young, I was like, if you're just seeing your own face in the mirror, you've just psyched yourself out. So I was the one that kind of liked to hype everybody else up, and like I would scream just to watch everybody else run. So yeah, I've played it. I've had fun with it. Okay. Number 15. Do you believe in demons or the devil? Absolutely not. I do not believe in any evil spirit entity whatsoever. I think that, this is me personally, you have the right to believe what you want, but I believe that the devil is a way for people to escape responsibility for things that they do. It's easy to say, the devil made me do it, or that person's possessed. No, I don't. People that are possessed usually have some kind of psychological issues going on. Absolutely not. Number 16, you're home alone and you hear footsteps in your house. What do? I always have my phone with me. I don't even go to the bathroom without taking my phone with me, just for safety reasons. You know, like if I fall or something like that, I would head out the nearest window and run down the street and call the cops. Number 17, if you got trapped in one scary movie, which would you choose? I don't really think it's not scary at all. It's not scary at all. But if I had to be trapped in a Halloween movie, I would love to be trapped in Halloween Town. I'm absolutely obsessed. Number 18. If you could only wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would it be? Morticia. Easy. Number 19. Would you ever go to a graveyard at night? Bitch, I used to live in graveyards at night. That's what I do. Yeah. Number 20. In a zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice? I will have to say, probably a sword. Yeah, Michonne is bad, but the thing is you can keep it sharp. It's got a good enough reach. Yeah, they can get kind of close, but it's got a good enough reach where you can shave off the tops of their heads or whatever. You don't have to have ammo, and that's the big thing. Yeah, I know you can do damage and do one-shot kills, blah, 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 but you have to have ammo with guns. I don't want anything I've got to have ammo with, because it will be hard to find it. Number 21, would you rather go to a Halloween party or go trick-or-treating? I would rather throw a Halloween party. I don't want to go to one because I don't like being around people drinking. But I have always wanted to throw a Harry Potter adult Halloween party and have butterbeer and a lot of the snacks, and you know, everybody show up in their robes or their you know, chosen house, and I just want to have a Harry Potter party really bad, and I don't have anybody to come. Number 22, you're in a horror movie. Are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? Okay, I'm going to have to absolutely match my friend Marie's answer. I would be the skeptic, which in my mind kind of makes me the smart one, and the smart one is the final one. So there you have it. No, did you bark at something? What are you growling at, Growly Pants? Are you protecting Mommy? You're a good girl. Mwah! Thank you. Number 23. Do you have to watch something happy after watching a horror movie so you can go to sleep? Abso-fucking-lutely. And it's usually it has to be cartoons of some sort, usually. Cartoons just make me happy and ease my mind. Number 24. While watching scary movies, are you the person who yells at the characters, the person with their eyes covered the whole time, or the person who falls asleep? I am a mix of covering my eyes and yelling at the characters. I will yell at the characters if they're doing something stupid. Why in the heck are you going to check on that noise, bitch? You're by yourself. Come the fuck on. Don't be stupid. And then when something gory is fixing to happen, I cover my eyes. Number 25. Are you the one who gets scared or the one who does the scaring? I'm both. I get scared now a lot easier, but I used to do social experiments with my friends. Back when I was first really becoming more and more skeptical about the whole ghosts and religion and all that kind of stuff, I decided to do a mass hysteria experiment and see if I could cause people to create things in their mind. So I took them to a bridge that's right down the road here, and I should do a vlog and take y'all down there. Took them to a bridge. I was driving my car. On the way out there, I was playing spooky music, which, by the way, my favorite spooky music of all time is Black Aria by Glenn Danzig. So I was playing Black Aria, and I was setting the mood. And so all the way out there, it was just a few miles, but on the way out there, I told them the story about how there used to be a plantation down here, and the master was really cruel, and he had slaves because he was such a bad person, and one of them escaped, and your car will die when it hits this bridge, and you can hear somebody running through the water, and then you can see splashes and hear splashes of where their body fell when they got killed by their horrible, evil master. Which is totally viable because we're in the South and a lot of these freaking assholes had slaves, which, God, if I could go back and freaking choke the shit out of my wood, it's bullshit. But anyway, we come up, you know, I shut the car off, and so everybody starts getting scared, and I'm like, okay, roll down the windows. So we roll down the windows, and I'm like, oh my God, can you hear it? Every person in that car heard somebody running through the water. Now, this is a still swamp area. There's no running water in the area, so it's not like they heard running water. It's a still swamp area. It's wetlands. Everybody heard somebody running through the water. Every person heard a splash, and one person actually saw a specter. Mass hysteria. I'm the scared. Anyway, let's see. 26, favorite scary book. Oh, probably Pet Sematary. The book scared the absolute bejesus out of me. 27. How old were you when you saw your first horror movie? Well, I don't remember how old I was when I first saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was my first real horror movie. Like, I saw that with my friend when I was a teenager. I was in high school, so it was the 80s. But I don't know how old I was, and it scared the shit out of me. Number 28. What was your first Halloween costume? I'm almost 45. I don't freaking know. Seriously. 29. What are you going to be for Halloween this year? For one of the Halloween events, I'm going to be a Fallout Raider. Because my husband is going as a vault dweller, and my brother-in-law will be the Silver Shroud. And then for actually passing out candy, I'm going to be the Dead Lady of the Manor, and Matt will be the Lord of the Manor. Okay, number 30. If you could have a spooky Halloween pet, a black cat, an owl, a bat, a rat, or a wolf, what would you pick? I would pick a black cat. I've had them before. I absolutely adore black cats, and honestly, it is a practical pet. I do not believe in owning wild animals for pets. That is a no-no. It is bad to have a bat as a pet. As much as I love them, that's a no-no. Owls, no-no. Rats, I had a friend that had rats. They're pretty decent pets, but they poop a lot. I don't want that. And a wolf, absolutely not. So, that was it. You got a little more information maybe than you wanted to, but I don't know how long that was, but I thought it was fun to play 30 spooky Halloween questions. I will not personally tag somebody, but if you want to do it, feel free to do it and then tag me back in your video. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow for Poet's Corner. Bye.